Welcome to Training Mission 6, where you will learn the basics of air-to-air combat, the main task of the M2000C. Please turn on the autopilot and keep your speed at 300 knots IAS. Press spacebar when you are ready to begin. In this lesson, we will go through the weapons preparation, HUD symbology, and using weapons which are available for this aircraft: Matra Super 530D and Matra Magic II missile. We will also cover the basics of the jammer and using the close combat mode of the radar. Remember that you will receive additional information and get more opportunities to practice during the campaign. The first thing you need to do is to prepare your missiles. Since you are starting airborne, the BIT process is already complete. You can tell this by looking at your PPA panel, located to the right from radar display. The Super 530 preparation button has a MIS label for missile and P light for prêt, which means that it is ready to lock on target. Normally, the preparation is triggered when you start up your aircraft, click on the preparation button, or when you select the missile on the PCA. On startup, the BIT actually starts automatically after a 30-second delay, which gives you time to cancel it in case of long transit to the mission area. It takes 45 seconds to have the Super 530D fully operational after initiating the BIT process. If need be, you can also return the missile to off at any time and in flight with a press on the button, for instance for air-to-air refueling. When you look to the right, you will see the same is true for the Magic II missile, with MAG label for Magic and P light is on. On startup, you also have a 30-second delay to cancel the BIT. It takes another 30 seconds to complete the BIT. The difference with Super 530D is that Magic II has a limited standby time due to its supply of coolant, nitrogen, which will last only 90 minutes. Each successive reactivation of the preparation process will reduce this time by 10 minutes. Keep that in mind during long patrols or if you have to cover lots of ground before getting to your designated patrol zone. While we are at the PPA panel, you should also take note of the missile pylon selector that governs which missile will be shot when you press the trigger. In auto mode, which is the default setting, PPA selects the missile which is closest to the locked target. You can override this setting by selecting right pylon marked with D for droit or left one marked with G for gauche. This selection is only available for Super 530D. The last element of the PPA important for the air-to-air combat is the salvo firing selector, located in the bottom right corner. It has two values that will give you different effects depending on the chosen weapon. For Super 530, in TOT mode, you will launch 2 missiles with 2-second interval between them as long as you keep the trigger pressed. In PAR mode, you will only launch 1 missile. For the cannon, in TOT mode, your guns will keep firing as long as you keep the trigger pressed. In PAR mode, each press of the trigger will release a burst of bullets. Press spacebar when you are ready to move on. Alright, you know how to prepare your weapons, now it is time to learn how to select them. You can choose the active weapon type by either using HOTAS controls or the PCA. The bottom row will show you your current loadout. MAG stands for Magic, 530 for Super 530D, and RP is the fuel tank. Below the weapon codes you will see 2 small letters. S that will light up when you select a weapon or store, and P which will be lit when the weapon is locked and ready to shoot. If you don't have that P light, there is a good chance that you forgot the master arm, which is the red switch on the top left of the PCA panel. The yellow guarded switch just below it is a selective jettison switch. This is a good time to learn how to jettison your weapons. Press spacebar when you are ready to proceed. First, set your master arm to on. Next, open the cover of the switch below it and click on the switch itself. Now select your fuel tank, marked as RP in the bottom row. When you are ready to jettison, press the trigger. Use the F10 menu to inform me when you have dropped the tank. You will notice that after jettisoning the fuel tank, the amber conf caution will light up and a caution sound will be heard. The reason is that without the fuel tank, or when it's empty, you can set the fly-by-wire system to air-to-air mode. You can cancel the warning light and sound by switching to this mode, or silence it by pressing the master caution button. Good. Remember to turn off selective jettison and close the cover, otherwise you might find yourself in a silly situation when in combat, instead of shooting your missile, you jettison it. There also is an option to use the emergency jettison switch that will release all the ordnance apart from the magic missiles. You will want to use the selective jettison procedure to get rid of your fuel tank when entering combat in order to be able to select the AA mode of the fly-by-wire system. The FBW is covered more extensively in the campaign. Before we proceed, switch your master arm to safe. Okay, time to practice using the 530s on some live targets. Make sure that your radar is on and turn towards waypoint 2. Look for the enemy transport plane which is orbiting there and set course for it. It may be necessary to increase the range of the radar by using an appropriate switch on the left console or by moving the TDC to the top of the radar display using the OTAS command. Press spacebar when you have enemy contact on the radar. Turn your master arm switch to on, select the Super 530 missile, lock the target and take a look at your HUD. You will see a big circle in the center, a square showing the position of your target, and a smaller square that gives you the best interception course. These two symbols are the flight director. It appears when you lock a target in AA mode with any weapon. In other words, for greater chance of hitting the target, you should put the small box inside of the circle in the middle of your HUD. The position of the small box in relation to your target will depend on several factors, like its speed and position. So if the bandit is flying directly towards or away from you, the small box will be inside or close to the larger square. If it is beaming you or maneuvering, The small box may be pretty far from the position of the target. At the bottom you will see the letters G for left and or D for right, showing you the available missiles. Also, one of the letters will have a circle around it, indicating which missile will be fired first. The numbers listed above show the predicted flight time of the given missile. The large number in the middle of the HUD is the target's aspect angle, which is the angle between the target's heading and the radar lock line. 180 degrees is head on target, 0 degree you are in the target 6 o'clock. The vertical bar on the right side gives you the range to the locked target, and the smaller horizontal ones mark, from top to bottom, the maximum range, no escape zone, and minimum range for the currently selected missile. When the target enters the no escape zone, the circle in the center will become double layered. When the Magic or Super 530 are locked, you will hear a continuous tone. When the target is in the no escape zone, TIR for shoot is displayed on the HUD and you will hear an alternate tone. Go ahead and engage the target using both S-530 missiles. Remember that you have to press the trigger for 0.8 seconds to launch S-530 if you are in STT mode, and 1 second if you want to fire a target locked in TWS. Radar first has to switch to STT before the missile can be released. Finally, keep in mind that S-530 is not a fire and forget missile. You need to maintain a constant lockup to the moment of impact. We will continue when the target is destroyed. If you don't manage to kill it, use F10 radio menu to proceed with the training. Do not use Magic 2 missiles or the gun.